We are now going to install the antenna flex cable and antenna signal cover bracket for the Wi-Fi. The flex cable is pretty straightforward. You just attach it to the underside of the logic board, and there's really only one way this will fit on. Just remember, you don't want to force these. They should snap right into place without a lot of effort. And if you take a look at it here kind of from the edge, you can make sure that those are completely seated. Flip the board over and we can go ahead and get it back inside of the housing. Remember, we need to tuck it under a couple of points up here at the top end of the phone. And then also we want to make sure we don't trap any cables or antenna wires underneath the logic board. So do make sure that you get these out of the way. I'm right-handed, so for me it's easiest to hold that with my left and then just kind of wedge it in up here at the top. If you're left-handed, it might be a little different. You probably have to flip the phone around the other direction. And then as you lay it into place, make sure you've got all these cables down here at the bottom out of the way. Once you do that, we can go ahead and put in the screw that goes towards the center part of the logic board. This will kind of hold everything in place. And from that point, you can pretty much attach the cables anytime you want to. I'll probably do it a little bit later on, but we've got that one screw up here at the top that has the larger head, and then just below it on the phone, we'll have our standoff screw. So if you have the correct driver, that'll make your life a lot easier. As you saw, I just put one in over by the camera, and then we're going to go ahead and put this screw in onto the logic board because it does go underneath the cover. As you can see, I'm attaching the cables at this point right next to the battery, and then the cover can go ahead and be placed into position, and the rest of the screws for the cover can be installed at this point. You'll notice that I went ahead and installed the cover plate for the flex cables first. It doesn't really matter what order you do these in. My only advice is don't tighten this screw all the way down, because you've got to make sure that you get the screw on the opposite end of the cover plate lined up properly. And once you have them both threaded, you can go ahead and tighten them. And of course, as always, remember this is finger tighten. You don't need to crank down on these things. You can absolutely do more damage than good if you over tighten your screws. So as soon as you feel them stop, you're done. You don't need to twist it like a lug nut. And these screws are pretty small, so sometimes getting them to stick on the end of your driver can be a challenge, but magnetizing your blade always makes this a little bit easier. And of course, don't forget, we have our special screw that goes in here. And from this point, if you haven't already done so, you can go ahead and connect all of the flex cables. You've got the main rear-facing camera, the charging port flex cable, and the antenna wire. And once you have those all connected, you can go ahead and install your display. If you found the video helpful, like it, share it, check out my channel for more tutorials and product reviews, and most of all, remember to hit the subscribe button. Feel free to leave your feedback in the comments section, and thanks for watching.